Hi, welcome to Fusion Beads. Today I'm going to show you how to make the Ocean Fade necklace. This necklace uses carrier beads with peyote stitch strips glued to each one, creating a fun and unique bead woven necklace design. To make this necklace, you're going to need the 4mm and 6mm silver fire polished glass round beads, and you're going to need size 11 Delica beads in the matte metallic light sage green, and then the opaque luster Mediterranean teal, and the matte galvanized dark aqua. We'll also be using the Labrador 2-hole carrier Czech glass beads, and these are 9 by 17mm, an 18mm antique pewter toggle clasp, 4 silver plated 6mm 18 gauge open jump rings, and then 4 of these 2 by 2mm sterling silver crimp beads, and 4 3.5mm sterling silver crimp bead covers. We have 28 inches of the 4.5 thin oval cable chain, 2 feet of soft flex beading wire, fireline braided bead thread, a size 12 beading needle. You're going to need a toothpick and your E6000, Zeron thread and fiber scissors, chain nose pliers, crimping pliers, and wire cutters. And you can find all of these product links in the description below. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so to start your necklace, you first want to thread about 3 feet of your beading thread onto your beading needle. And then I'm just going to add a stop bead. So just use a bead that's not one that you have that you're going to use for your piece. Just bring it down to the bottom and go back through. Pull tight. And that's just going to anchor that bead at the bottom of your thread to keep your beads from falling off. Alright, so for this first peyote stitch strip, we want 12 beads in a row, and this is going to be the opaque luster Mediterranean teal Delica beads. So just string 12 of those. Okay, so bring those down. Okay, so you can see you have your 12 beads in your row here. You're going to want to take one bead, and you're going to skip this first bead that you added and go through that second one. Okay, so as you can see, they're just sitting right on top of each other like that. Grab another bead. We're going to skip. The next one over, and then go through right after that. Okay, that's just going to make it so it sits right on top. And again, I'm going to skip this next bead. We're going to add a bead, skip, and then go through. Next one, pull tight. Add another bead, skip the next one, and go through one right after. Again, string one more bead. I'm going to skip the next bead and go through. Okay, I'm just going to keep doing that. So pick up another bead, skip that next bead, go through the last one. Okay, so from here, I'm going to pick up another bead, and then we're going to start a new row. So you're going to go through, bead, in the next row. Again, string a bead. You're just going to go through that next one that's popped up. String another bead, the same thing. Just go through the next top bead. So these beads that we're stringing are just going to kind of fit nicely right in between. Okay, again, string a bead. Just keep going through those top. String a bead. Okay, so there you created another row. So again, just string another bead, and we're going to go up and then through that first bead was created, or that last bead created in that last row. That's just going to sit up just like that. So again, string a bead, go through bead in the last row, string a bead. You're just going to continue to do that. Until we get to the end. Okay, so then you created another row. So I'm going to go ahead and continue doing this. Pick it up, and then you go back through the beads that are popping up through the last row. So each bead we're adding is just kind of sitting in between the beads in the last row. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue the same peyote stitch until I have 24 rows. Okay, so now you can see I have my 24 row of peyote stitch strip here. So at this point, what we want to do is we want to take just like a piece, like a little baggie or cardboard or foil or anything you want to place your glue on. And just put a nice little dab of the adhesive. Then you take your toothpick. Okay, just get a little bit on the end there. And then we're going to take our carrier beads. And what you want to do is just put a coat all along one side here. And I'm just going to place that right in the middle. And again, another one. Just kind of coat the carrier bead. Place that right in the middle. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to fold this over. So actually, you can take off that stop bead. Okay, again, take some glue on your toothpick. Just put it on the carrier bead. You don't want it too thick because you don't want it to kind of seep out the sides. Okay, so then I'm going to bring both ends together just like that. And now just want to zip it up. To do that, coming out this bead here, so you want to go on the other end, that last bead. Okay, and then go to that second bead. Next bead on. Other side. So you're just going from one side to the other. Those last rows added. Okay. There we go. And then to secure it even more, I'm just going to go back down the other side. I'm just going to flip it over. And just go back through those last rows on the ends once again. Alright, so there you have your peyote stitch, just all stitched around your carrier beads. Okay, so then you can just take your scissors, just cut off the tails. Okay, and we're just going to let that dry. Okay, so I kind of just let this soft cure for about 10 minutes, just so I can continue to work with it. But after you have them all completed, you're going to want to let them just all fully cure for about 24 hours. So after this first little strip here, you want to create 2 more in this color, and they're going to both be 6 beads in a row. So I went ahead and created one that's going to be 6 beads in the row, and it's also the 24 rows here. Okay, and so then you just want to do the same thing and get a one carrier bead this time. You want to just get your glue ready. Okay, and use your toothpick. Just put a light coating there along that whole side. Place that carrier bead right there in the middle. And then we're going to cover this other side. Okay, so we're going to take that and we're just going to fold that strip over. And you see how both ends, they're just going to kind of almost lock into place with the peyote stitch. So you want to take your needle and just go through the bead, the last row on the opposite end, and then go through the next bead on the opposite end. And you're just going to continue to just zip it up by going through the top row bead on one side and then coming over to the top row bead on the other side. Okay, then we get here through the end. We're just going to go back around, go through, and just go back down. Okay. Now you just want to trim those ends. And there you have another peyote strip over one of your carrier beads. And then you're going to need, for this color, you're going to need just one more for the other side. Just like that. Alright, so once you have those 3 in the Opaque Luster Mediterranean Teal Delica beads, you have the one that's the 12 row, and then the 2 that are the 6 row. You're going to want to create 4 more in the matte metallic light sage, and then the matte galvanized dark aqua. So once you have all of your carrier beads covered with the peyote stitch strips, you're just going to want to string them together. So to do that, okay, let's put these over here. All right, so you're going to want to cut 2 12-inch lengths of your soft flex beading wire. Just take one of those lengths. And then you're going to also have 4 7-inch lengths of your chain. Okay, so you can set 3 of those aside. Take one of your chain lengths, and then your 1 12-inch length beading wire. Take 1 crimp bead. Then you're just going to go through one of the end lengths of your chain, and then go back through let's bring that up kind of close to the chain, but you want to leave a little bit of wiggle room. And in this back notch here of your crimping pliers, just place your crimp bead and just crimp that down. Then you want to turn it 90 degrees and put it in this front notch. Crimp down. And that's just going to fold it over on itself. So then just take your wire cutters, just cut the tail. Okay, so then you have one end of your chain attached to your beading wire. So we want to string this top row. So that's going to be with the 4mm fire polish beads. And we're going to kind of do it in a fade here. So we're going to, on the ends is going to be the light sage, and then it's going to be the dark aqua, and then it's going to go to that Mediterranean teal. And in between each one of these beads is going to be a 4mm fire polish bead. Okay, so you string one, and then you string just that top hole of the carrier bead. See there's 2 holes there. String the top, and again 4mm, string the top. Okay, and then you move on to the next seed bead color with just the 4 mils in between each carrier bead. Okay, then you just, the center of your necklace is going to be the carrier bead that has 2 inside that peyote strip. Okay, so now just those 2 last ones. Okay, and then you end with 4mm bead. There you can see just a nice fade with those seed beads. Okay, so now you just want to take another 7-inch length of your chain and 1 more crimp bead. Just place that crimp bead and one of the end lengths of chain and go back through that crimp bead. And you want it to be pretty snug up against that last 4mm bead and your chain, leaving a little bit of wiggle room. And that back notch, place that crimp bead, squeeze, crimp down, and then turn 90 degrees and put it in that front notch. Crimp again. I'm just going to fold it over. Take your cutters and cut that tail. Okay, and there you have that top hole of the carrier bead. That top strand is all strung up there. So now we're just going to do the bottom strand here. So again, you want to take your other 12-inch length of beading wire, 1 crimp bead, place it on the end, and then take another 7-inch length of chain and go through one of the end lengths, go back through that crimp bead, okay, then this back notch here, okay, just put your crimp bead in the back notch and crimp, and then turn 90 degrees and put it in that front notch and crimp again, just folding it over on itself. Cutters, just cut that tail. Okay, so now we're going to take the 6mm beads, string 1, and then going through the bottom holes of those carrier beads. Bring another 6 mil, go through that next bottom hole so that all the beads are just going to sit nicely right in between bottom holes of each carrier bead. Okay, so go through that bottom hole. We're just going to continue adding a 6 millimeter bead in between each carrier bead and then going through the bottom hole of each one of those beads. Okay, so just these last two here. Okay, and then we're going to add one more 6 for the end. And then we're going to take our last crimp bead, put it on that beading wire end, and then take the end length from your last 7-inch length of chain, and then take the beading wire and go back through the crimp bead. Okay, and then just bring that down to the bead. So the bead and the chain are right up next to each other, leaving a little bit of wiggle room through that back notch. Just crimp bead, and turn 90 degrees and put it in that front notch, and crimp again. I'm just going to fold that crimp bead over. Okay, cut your tail. Okay, so there you have your carrier bead little section connected to your chain. And now you just want to add your crimp bead covers over your crimp beads. So to do that, just place that crimp bead cover. So it's going to sit right, that crimp bead's going to sit right inside your crimp bead cover. Just take your pliers and just bring those ends together. That's just going to create a cute little silver bead right at the end. Okay, just do that to cover all those crimp beads. And you're just bringing those crimp cover ends just together to create that bead. One more. Put that crimp cover right over the different bead. And just bring those crimp cover ends together. Okay, so now all we need to do is add the clasp here at the top. So to do that, you just want to take your chain nose pliers and you want to take one of your jump rings and it's going to one side towards you, one away from you. So just open that up. Okay, so then you want to put those end chain links through. Close that jump ring back up. We're going to take one more. Again, open that up. Let's bring one end towards you, one away, and go through that last jump ring added. And then we're just going to add one end, like the bar end of your clasp. And just close that right back up, bringing those ends together. Okay, so there's one end. And then we just repeat that for the other. So just open up your next jump ring. Okay, and then just put those end links of chain through. Close that jump ring back up. Then take your last jump ring. Open that up. And then go through that jump ring that you just added before. And then attach that ring side of your toggle. And bring the jump ring ends back together. Okay, so now you have your toggle to secure your necklace, just like that. And there you have your completed design. And now you've created a fun necklace using carrier beads covered with peyote stitch. You can find all of the tools and materials for this ocean fade necklace at fusionbeads.com.